The vlog squad, eh? Remember them?
I've put myself in a lot of situations where I've needed to apologize for my past actions, and I've never done this correctly.
Now, in case you aren't aware or you just have a bad memory, back in the day there used to be this big YouTube group called the Vlog Squad. It consisted of David Dobrik and the others. And unfortunately for everybody involved in the group, when David Dobrik nearly killed one of his best friends, the group kind of went to shit. And I'll be honest, I haven't really heard of the vast majority of them for a good couple of years now, until I was made aware of Spill Sesh's new video. Because she mentioned that Jason Nash just uploaded the roast of Zane Hijazi, where a bunch of the Vlog Squad members roast a bunch of the other Vlog Squad members.
I'd like to welcome Liza Koshy to the stage! Just kidding. She wants nothing to do with you.
Now that in itself I don't really care about, but what she also mentioned was there are a few roasts in there directed at certain people that seem to hold some truth, and will actually provide an answer to the age-old question as to why are the Vlog Squad falling to fucking pieces? Now, she showed a few clips in her video, but I haven't actually seen the full roast yet, and that's for a couple of reasons. First of all, the video is 40 minutes long, and second of all, roast battles have kind of given me a bit of PTSD ever since we spoke about Deaf Noodles. So fingers crossed nobody looks like another person's cousin if they were a girl, okay? Right, let's give this a watch. But before we get any further, if you haven't already subscribed yet, please consider doing so. That would be bloody lovely.
Heath Hussar is here tonight. Buddy, I love you. It is so nice of you to be here and take a break from patrolling the border.
Now see, here's where the problems start, because pretty much every single person, I'm pretty sure, comes up on stage and mentions the fact that Heath is racist. And you know, if one person comes on stage and makes a joke and roasts you about you being racist, that might raise a few eyebrows. But the fact that every single person mentions it, there's gotta be some truth, right?
Thank God Heath finally got in shape. Congrats, Heath. Really, truly. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be a lot of work for Mariah, who has to knit a much smaller clan outfit.
Oh, well, that's the second one. Which also begs the question, by the way, if every single person comes on stage and says that Heath is a racist, meaning it's probably true, why are they all friends with him? You know, there's just something rather worrying about the fact that most of the people who come on stage are white and they come on to joke about the fact that their best friends are racist, eh? What great content to watch.
We all know how difficult it is for Heath to commit to actually going to a wedding, but Erin sends her regards, by the way.
Yeah, so this one might need some explaining. So Carly and Erin are two people who have a channel together who used to be part of the Vlog Squad, but haven't really been seen speaking to a bunch of them throughout the past couple of years. Now, the reason for that has been rumoured throughout the years, but one of the main reasons why people thought they fell out was because Heath and Mariah, who were a couple, didn't go to Erin's wedding because they refused to get a COVID test. Yeah, apparently to attend the wedding, you had to either be vaccinated or just do a test. So the vaccinated one you can kind of get. I mean, I'm vaccinated personally, but some people don't want to be. But just to do a COVID test that literally takes like 15 minutes. And even worse than that, Mariah was supposed to be the bridesmaid, and she dropped out because she didn't want to do a COVID test. I mean, how bad are your friends?
First roaster is so old he remembers segregation, which is something Heath asks about him every day.
There's another one. Now granted, these jokes have all been from the same person, but I mean, if we keep watching, we'll find out that pretty much every single person says the same thing.
It's funny that the show's called Unfiltered when they have to filter out Heath's racism every episode.
I mean, like, it's a bit worrying, isn't it? What, so every person who's doing the roast went away, written the jokes in the spare time, and they all just so happen to mention the fact that Heath is racist.
Heath is so racist, he and Mariah take a break from their relationship every summer because she gets a little too tan.
How many more people need to say it before it is just true? And here you've got the three white people in the crowd laughing at the fact that one of their best friends are racist. I mean, it's really funny. David Dobrik's probably thinking to himself, thank God someone else is going to get in a scandal, and they might forget about the fact that I hit my best friend with a crane. Like, in all seriousness, right, David Dobrik nearly killed his mate. Heath is apparently a racist, and I just don't understand how this group became more problematic when Trisha Paytas left. Like, that has to be an achievement in itself.
When David hired me, I thought it was because I was competent. Turns out I just looked like his ex-girlfriend. And on that note, I'd like to welcome Liza Koshy to the stage! Just kidding. She wants nothing to do with you.
You know what? That's probably the best joke I've heard so far, and truth be told, She's not wrong.
I had to sign an NDA, show Heath my immigration papers, and David wearing an Iron Man mask.
I mean, come on. How many more people need to say it? Like, I feel like it does need a bit of an explanation, because clearly this is something that pretty much everyone thinks in the group and jokes about and says that Heath is a racist. So what is he saying off camera? I feel like we need to know. But don't worry, we'll get to what he has to say on camera later. It might give us a bit of a hint.
It has been sad watching this group's demise. Losing the clout has hit everyone really hard. Not as hard as Susie getting hit over.
I really thought she was going to say not as hard as David hit Jeff with the crane, but I feel like that would have definitely been cut out.
Zane is really stubborn. He once ended a 10-year-long friendship by refusing to take a COVID test.
I mean, there we have it again. Another reference to the fact that Zane, Heath and Mariah didn't go to Erin's wedding because they refused to take a COVID test. A fucking test, by the way. Like, I genuinely can't wrap my head around it, of how simple it is just to take a test, especially for something like a wedding. Like, one of your best friends is having probably their biggest day of their life, and the reason why you're not going to be a part of it is because you don't want to take a test that literally takes like 2 seconds to do and then you wait 15 minutes for the results. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be absolutely fuming if someone tried to use that as an excuse in my wedding. Like, they wouldn't be my friend anymore, let's just say that.
Zane, you're a lot like Donald Trump. You're delusional, you have bad hair, and your best friend's a racist.
Okay, right, what are we doing at this point? So far, we have learned that Heath is a racist. I mean, I realise that it is a roast battle and they're meant to be joking, but every single person said it. It must have some truth. And we also found out he didn't go to one of his best friend's weddings because he refused to take a COVID test, even though his girlfriend was supposed to be the bridesmaid. And she refused too. Yeah, I think it's fair to say, don't really like him. You know, not exactly my cup of tea. Oh, here we go.
Come on now.
Let's see what Heath has to say.
Everybody give it up for Ella. Buddy, good set.
Not exactly the best start after what people have been saying.
Ella likes dating athletes, so I brought up Steph Curry. Ella got horny and Hidayah got hungry.
Another one. I mean, mate, you're really not fucking helping yourself. Every single person just came up and called him a racist, so he makes racial jokes. Like, are you fucking stupid? And remember, this is stuff he's saying on camera, right? So you might look at them and be like, oh, they're light-hearted jokes. But after what people have been saying, and the fact that he's willing to do jokes like this on camera, imagine what the fuck he says off camera.
I do gotta address something. I don't get why everybody keeps calling me a racist. I hang out with Taylor and she's a quarter Asian.
I mean, yeah, that's a question I would love to have answered as well, to be honest, mate. I would love to know why every single one of your friendship group is saying that you're racist. Feel like it probably needs to be explained. And I realise there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, this is a roast battle, you can't really take anything they say seriously. But it's the fact that everybody said it. Like, the fact that people have came up and made jokes about the fact that Zane has got a hair transplant, right? That's because he actually has a hair transplant, so they're making jokes about it. A lot of people have made jokes about Natalie because she was on the cover of, like, a model magazine, and they're making jokes about that, which are a bit dodgy. But they're making the jokes because she was actually on the magazine. No one's just coming up calling Heath a racist out of the blue, you know? Especially when every single person has done it. Like, there has to be some form of truth to it.
If you guys didn't know, Zane's biggest fear is flying. And so is everybody else's when they see him board the plane.
Come the fuck on, man. What is going on here? It's just racial joke after racial joke after racial joke after everyone called him a racist. Like, what are you doing?
Mariah, you were so sweet to me. You treat me like family every time I come out to LA. I can't believe you're still with that racist.
And look at his face. He's like, what? Me? No way. Did you hear what you were saying as well? God, the downfall of this group is genuinely a sight to behold, isn't it? Like, how have they got to this point? They were genuinely on top of the world. David Dobrik was getting like 20 million views a video. Every other member was getting like maybe a few 100,000 views a video. But then if you put David in the thumbnail, they were getting millions. And now what have they become? Like, known for an excavator incident, one of them being a racist, and someone called Dom that used to be involved that they probably wouldn't want me to name. But yeah, either way, that's it for the roast of Zane Hijazi, which just kind of became the roast of everybody else other than Zane Hijazi. And let me know what you think. Do you feel like I'm overreacting? Do you feel like there surely must be a form of truth in it with the fact that everybody has mentioned it? Let me know your thoughts. But either way, I am going to leave the video there. Hopefully, I won't have to watch 40 minutes of the Vlog Squad in the near future. And yeah, in a bit.